Today we're trying a strategy that I haven't done in a while in Chimps mode, and this one is going to be the Patzone strategy, which is basically Pat Fusty plus the Tack zone. And first off, let's see if I can start this thing. So you kind of want to be fast with the second sub. So you guys see that red balloon? Yeah, you need to buy the sub as soon as possible, and then you're gonna get the money just right before that guy exits, and you're gonna buy the second sub. So the strategy, as I mentioned, is Pat Fusty plus the Tack zone, and this is an incredibly strong strategy because Pat Fusty's level 3 rallying roar ability gives a lot of extra damage to all nearby towers, and then when you use it on the Tack zone, all of those tags that are coming out of the tower are just going to go ham. They're going to destroy everything. So that's the strategy for this map. It's amazing because both of the lanes converge into the middle, but then again, you're going to need a little bit of time and a little bit of effort until you get going and until you have everything in place. Now, besides the Patzone strategy, we're also going to be checking out the Top Pat Carrier Flagship, which also got some really interesting buffs. So let me buy the Grape Shot first, which is actually a novelty for this map, and I'm going to use the Rallying Roar for these pink balloons just in case, just to be kind of safe. The way that we would do things before the buff was that the 502 was the Bear Crosspat. Now with all of these extra new grapes that the small planes are shooting, I think that the 420 and the 520 might be a little bit better, so I kind of want to check these guys out as well. So we're going to go like this, and then I'm going to buy the double shot, and then we need to kind of chill with the spending because we're going to have a camo balloon on round 24, and so that was kind of one of the advantages of the previous strategy, right? So you can just go for the bottom path, you don't need to worry about camo balloons, but now we kind of need to get the camo from the sub, so let's go like this. And so far these guys are holding on, but the submergence support is a little bit more expensive than it used to be. It was 540, now it's 755, so it's gonna take a while. So we need to buy it as soon as possible because the camo is gonna come out from the top, I think, because that's kind of the primary track. Yeah, there we go. All right, so let me go like this. Let me get the twin guns, and then the I think I'm just gonna keep it as a 201, and then this guy needs to go into the submergence support as well because one of these guys is just not gonna be enough because camos are gonna be coming out from both sides. So we kind of want to have it like this, and then I want to buy the twin guns because of the faster pulse rate, because we're gonna have yellow balloons. Okay, so 35 is going to have some rainbows, so as long as we deal with the rainbows, we're going to get the money for the destroyer. So they're coming out right now. We're going to need some DPS. The DPS effect from the hot shots is really nice, but if anything leaks, oh, we're actually leaking. Okay, so for the rainbows, I'm going to use Pat's Rallying Roar, I guess. We are probably not going to need it, honestly, for 36 if we have the money for the destroyer, which we will. So let me just use the ability like this. And then this should be, oh yeah, look at that. It's not even close, man. Come on, this thing does so much extra damage. And now I'm just spamming this thing. Yes, finally. And now look at the damage from this thing. Look at the destroyer go. We did not used to have this thing, so we used to go for the 302 destroyer, which is also really nice. I forgot about the camos. Okay, so we can just submerge these guys, right? We don't have to worry about anything. And yeah, this destroyer is gonna defeat everything by itself. Yes, it is. Okay, so as I was saying, we did not used to have this crossbat. We were going for the 302. So that meant that, it was still a strong tower, but it was missing a lot of DPS. So now with the extra grapes and hot shots, especially them getting buffed by Pat Fusty's ability, this is a lot more extra damage. But I feel like we have stabilized for, at least for the next few rounds, I think. And round 39, so we're going to have to use Pat's ability onto the Moab, and I think that just the destroyer is going to be more than enough. I guess I could just unsubmerge this one for the extra damage, but let's just play this thing slowly, and as soon as the destroyer starts attacking, I'm going to use the ability, and it's going to be nice to get some knockbacks as well, and we did get them, but I don't think they were necessary, just because this guy does way too much damage with Pat's buff. Okay, that's amazing. So I think we can just submerge this guy right now, and then I'm going for the aircraft carrier next. This is going to be the 420, which is the new one, by the way, and also there's a little bit of a price decrease onto the 4th and the 5th tier, which generally means that I guess we're going to have the top ad, like the 5th tier, into the mid 50s if everything goes well, right? So let me just buy this thing and let's just see how good and how reliable these guys are, because remember, they did not used to have the grape attack, and now they do. Okay, so the first ceramic balloons, and this is going to be a true test because the map is kind of short and balloons are coming out from both sides, so I'm not sure how much we can rely onto these grapes, and they seem to be defeating ceramics by themselves. So I guess the next test is going to be like rounds like 47 or maybe even 49 actually. Around 49. So we did deal with 47, by the way, but we had a little bit of an issue with the pink balloons. There were camo pink balloons and we weren't decamoing them on time, so I just decided to go for the Bloons reactor, which is actually a really nice tower for Pat as well, because he counts as a warrior tower, so he gets a 15% cooldown reduction on his roar, and that's gonna be nice, and it's also a little bit of extra DPS. So now we know for a fact that we don't have to worry about 49 because we are gonna deal with the small balloons. And now the question is, how are we dealing with Moabs? Okay, so this is round 52. We're gonna have a couple of Moabs on this round, so I kind of want to take this one slowly. We do have Patzone if we need to use it, but I just want to see how we're doing versus Moab class balloons in general, and then if we can beat like a few of them, which I think we are gonna be. Oh yeah, that was a nice push. Yeah, so this run is gonna have a little bit of RNG, isn't it? So as long as Pat Fusty knocks a Moab or two back, then you know that that Moab is eventually going to get dealt with. But if he doesn't, I guess that's the RNG question, right? Okay, so 54, a couple of Moabs in this round as well. So let's see if we're gonna get some RNG onto this guy. We did not get any RNG on this one. Oh, and look at that. Okay, so actually, for some of these Moabs coming up from the bottom, you do need the RNG from Pat's knockback. So here's what we can do. We can use the ability because I don't think we're gonna need it for 55. So as soon as this guy appears, I'm just gonna use it and just deal with this guy with the Moab at the back. And now that we've dealt with this Moab, I feel like, yeah, we should deal with this one no problem, just because all of our defenses are at the bottom, right? Okay, so 55, wave number 4, and we are gonna have the ability right on time. And this is, by the way, thanks to the 15% cooldown reduction that we have from the sub. And I mean, this thing is just, I don't know, guys, it's coming together by itself. I mean, you can probably buy some other towers, but you need to kind of help yourself out, maybe like a sub, because that's how we used to do it with a 203 sub, just to get some extra damage. So it's round 57 that we finally get the money for this thing, and let me just buy it, and it is time. So it is time, at least, you know what, we've just set the stage for the Patzone strategy. We haven't even started doing this. And so as rounds like 60, you know, round like 63 is approaching, I think that we need to take care of that round first, and then after we kind of stabilize, then we can start thinking about getting the Tack zone down and stuff like that. And so it's really nice to have the Ice Tower and Pat Fusty, because Pat is stunning Bloons when he attacks them. He also gets the extra attack speed, by the way, thanks to the carrier flagship. And the Ice has this aura around it, which is going to be slowing the Bloons down, and then eventually everything is going to just be setting, everything's going to be set up for the Tack zone eventually. So first off, let me just, I guess I'm gonna buy the Snowstorm, right, for round 63. And how do we want to do this? Let's just see how we're dealing with these guys. Oh, this is not looking good. Oh my god. Oh, you know what it is? You guys see that? So there was a change with the aircraft carrier where the darts that these small planes are attacking with, they cannot hit lead balloons. So this is basically an RNG run. As long as you get the grapes to hit a lead balloon, I mean, we somehow, I guess we RNG'd into the first one, so I guess I'm just going to use the ability for the second one. I think this is going to be fine, and then, I mean, we got the ice ability. Are we going to be able to take this down? That's a little bit of RNG, I guess. But let me just freeze these guys, and hopefully the ice is going to be enough. Oh my god, I did not plan for that thing. And yeah, we're going to take it down, but this is just purely luck. I guess maybe you can time the abilities. Maybe you can use like Pat's ability for the first one, and then you can Snowstorm on the second wave, and you can maybe get the ability back up for the third one. Okay, so as these rounds are going by, I found a very nice spot for the Relentless Glue, and it is right here. So it's not bothering anyone. It's not taking, you know, the good space on the right side, and I think that just it being as close to the track as possible means that more balloons are going to get glued. So I'm just going to get the Relentless Glue now. It's going to be a tower that we're going to have, you know, for the remainder of the game. So it's one of those towers that you're going to buy anyway, so I might as well buy it now. And then here's what I was thinking. I think I go for the MIB first, and then I start upgrading this thing to the Tack zone, because this thing does not do any damage to anything. So we're going to have some interesting rounds incoming, by the way, like 75 and 76. So let's see how we're going to do. We do have the Snowstorm ability, and I'm pretty sure that we're going to need to use some of Pat's abilities. So this is the first one. We do have lead balloons on this one as well, which is very annoying, I gotta be honest. And also these subs cannot pop them. Let's just take this thing slowly and see how it goes. I think I'm going to use the squeeze, actually. Let's take out one of these guys. And please pop it faster. Yeah, there we go. So the first one is getting dealt with. And you know what? I'm actually... Oh, no, this isn't the one. I thought this was the last one, but there are 2 more BFBs incoming. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Pat's ability before this round ends. And hopefully it carries over to 76. So we can kind of hit 2 birds with 1 stone. So I'm going to use it now. And then everything should pop. And then it should carry over to 76 just a little bit, so that we have enough damage to deal with these guys. And yes, there we go, that was perfect. So here's what we're gonna do. It's round 77, and we need to time our Pat Roar ability for 78. I'm not sure if this is gonna be enough, but I just don't want to risk it, so I'm gonna use it on both ways. So as soon as these guys appear, I'm gonna use it now. And do we need to freeze? I hope not. Oh no, at the top. Yeah, I just used the ability. I think both of them are gonna come off cooldown, so it's gonna be fine. So let's just kind of combine both just in case. And I want to get the MIB now. And I think it's time, guys. So let's get the overdrive. We're gonna get the Tack zone, which is a really cheap tower, by the way. It's only 21,000, but when it gets buffed, it's gonna become really strong. So second wave is coming out in a second, so let's just try and time this ability as well. I'm gonna freeze them. I don't think that we're gonna need any abilities for 79, so might as well use them both. So let's go like this. Let's freeze, and that should be more than enough. So let's get ready for a Tack zone. I'm just spamming the button. We don't seem to need any additional help. I'm gonna be honest. We seem to be dealing with everything. We have a lot of stuns now, especially a stun that we didn't have before. There's the tank zone, by the way. And so what's happening is that we're stunning the balloons, so we're just keeping them in place or pushing them back in so many ways that this is just the kill zone in which everything is just gonna get stunned or slowed inside. So you have the ice ability, you have the relentless glue, which is also stunning balloons by a little bit, and then also Pat's attack stuns the balloons and can also knock them back. So basically, this is whatever balloon enters this area, that thing is probably not coming out. As long as you time your abilities, that's a small little caveat for later on. All right, so a small trick that we can do with the buffing of the tag zone with an alchemist. There are a lot of we have an alchemist here on the right side, but there are a lot of towers, so the buff is not going to reach it. But you can also have it like this because the alchemist does not care about the vision; it can see anywhere. So if we go like this, a 420, this is, yes, that's perfect. And I think it's only the tag that it affects, right? It's not buffing anything else. So this is gonna be like a private alchemist. It's just one tower. That's exactly how you want to have it. And we do have 6.8k, so let me try and have a village. I do want to have a 300 village. I'm just gonna keep it as a 300. Actually, you know what? I might as well do this. Maybe you want to get the discounts and then get the primary training. Yes, there we go. So we got the primary training buff. This is just +1 Pierce. I think I mentioned this, but it goes a really long way with a tower like the tank zone. And I also got the discount because I do want to buy some other towers here as well. It seems like after the small hiccups that we had in the mid game, we've actually stabilized and things are going really well so far. So this strategy is holding on by itself very well. I still haven't even used the rallying roar, by the way, onto the tank zone. Does it even reach? Because that is kind of far, right? It does reach, right? Because if it doesn't, we have a huge problem. Let me just test it. Let me just use it. And okay, it reaches, that's fine. And so we have some ZMGs at the bottom, so I'm actually going to use the big squeeze just because that's because I want to use it. I don't think I've gotten to use it that much in this run, so let me just kind of use it. It's also a really fast cooldown, and we don't need to use the rallying roar yet, right? No, these guys are way too good. I mean, come on, what is even happening? Okay, 94. This might be the round, actually the first round to which we might have to use the rallying roar. So I'm actually going to do that as soon as these ZMGs come a little bit closer. Like now, maybe? Yeah, let's use the rallying roar and just watch these guys disappear. This is going to be a lot of damage that this tank zone is doing. And yeah, you guys can see, as long as anything enters into this small little area, yeah, nothing is coming out. So that was the entirety of round 94. This is only going to get crazier because we have $30,000 and we have so much help that we can give this tank zone. Like for example, through a Sabo, which we might need for this round. So I still haven't bought the Sabo and I don't plan on buying it unless we lose on this round. So let's just watch what's gonna happen versus these DDs in a second. So I'm not clicking anything, I'm just letting the tank zone attack, and I think that the relentless glue stun is more than enough to deal with everything. Is it? I'm not clicking any button. I mean, we could use the rallying roar or the snowstorm ability, but it doesn't seem to be necessary, right? Am I jinxing it? I don't think I am. I think it's actually legitimately dealing with everything, which is, it's insane. You know what? The tag zone is strong by itself, but this is the relentless glue effect, actually. This wasn't the tag zone. Okay, so $26,000. We are going to need to use rallying roar on this round. I guess maybe for the ZMGs or something like that, but let's just kind of see what's happening with these small balloons. I think I'm just going to use the snowstorm now, just to kind of deal with these guys. And we have $40,000. So what do we buy for these $40,000? That's my question. I mean, I kind of know what I want to buy. So I think I want to have something like a Sharon Show's Mortar for 98, and then maybe like a Sabo just in case for like 99 or something like that, and a Spike Storm for around 100. That's the plan. Let me use a Rallying Roar, by the way, just kind of melt these guys, and if I speed things up, oh yeah, look at that damage. Okay, so $45,000. I don't think we should be playing any more games. Let's just not lose. Let's just play this thing like we should. Let me get that thing. Let me just get a Sabo, and then let me also get, I want to have it like this, by the way. This is a Spike Storm, which I want to have like this. And let me actually grab one of these ZOMGs because they are fortified, so we can just pop it with Pat and not worry about anything. And maybe I should have grabbed it a little bit earlier. This is going to be fine. We can also buy, oh, you know what? Let's use the discount on this village. So I bought the discount, but I haven't bought a single tower inside of it. So let's go like this. Let me actually buy 204 boomerangs. Are actually really nice in games like this, and especially paired with the glue. So let me just buy like 2 of them. Ideally, I would have liked to have 3. Maybe we can buy 3 in the middle of this round. So let's go like this. And this is basically a setup, guys. You don't need anything else besides this. And then we need to, oh, actually, I need to micro the mortar for this round. So let's go like this. Let's go up and down, just to kind of deal with these 45 BFBs. That's where the majority of the RBE for this round is. And as soon as you remove all the 45, you're basically getting like, look at this thing. It has 80,000 pops, and it's only by removing the 45 properties. So let's go like this. Let's freeze these guys. Let me use the Rallying Roar. And if I speed things up just a little bit, yeah, these guys are gonna evaporate. Let me buy the last more press. And yeah, come on, guys, this isn't even funny. Look at how good this thing is. And we do get to keep the Sabo, which is really important. Okay, so round 99, we do have some money. Let's use the Sabo for these 45 DDTs just in case. And we don't have the Rallying Roar, but I think that's gonna be fine. We are gonna have it around 100, which is really important. And then what else do we want to do? I mean, maybe if I can fit like one more Spike Factory. Do we even need it? I don't think so. Let's just go like this. We have 9.8k, so if we need to restart, we will. But let's just wait for the ban to come out. Let me just use this thing, and then we do have the Rallying Roar plus the Snowstorm. So as soon as the ban comes out, let me just use it. And as soon as it pops, I'm actually going to use the Snowstorm ability just to freeze the insides, just like that. And look at these boomers, just knock everything back. And that is, yeah, that's going to be about it. That is Flooded Valley on Chimps mode with Patzone, which is just such an amazing strategy. Let me just hit review map for a second. This thing is 524,000, but keep in mind we bought it like the 80s or something like that. It was around 82 when we got it. So I think the most amount of pops are going to be on the carrier. Yeah, so it's 1.1 million pops onto this thing. And obviously this thing was also getting buffed by Pat Fusty, which is really interesting combo. And yeah, that is the Patzone strategy. As soon as anything enters inside of this radius, which is kind of our kill zone, all these slows, all these stuns, the knockbacks, everything just goes to work. And then you just use the Rallying Roar ability, and yeah, everything pops. But that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.